Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's time for another 5 Under 5, the Easter edition, hosted by Missy from The Crafty Cove, Emily from Farm Charm Chic, and guest host Dawn from Designs by Gaddis. Links to all the hosts and the playlist will be in the description box. For this DIY, I have a wood plaque from DollarTree of 5x7. Some black praying tempera paint from DollarTree. I'm going to use this as a stain so my wood has a gray like finish to it. And then I created a He Is Risen decal in Design Space with a couple of leaves. This tempera is water-based, so I just apply it and wipe it off just like a stain. It soaks in and dries fairly quickly, but you don't have a sticky residue like you would if you used an actual stain. Now that the paint has totally soaked into my wood and I have a nice gray finish, I'm gonna go ahead and add my He Is Risen. This vinyl is Oracal 651 permanent, and the transfer tape is the DollarTree brand. It's extremely sticky, and so far I haven't had any issues with it. Now the DollarTree vinyl, that's another issue, but I'm really happy with this Oracle vinyl, and I found it at Walmart for about $3. And now I'll just put a leaf on either side of my phrase, and that'll be it. I really like the simplicity of this piece. For this to stand up, I'll add a tumbling tower block to the back with hot glue, and that completes this piece. He is risen. Hallelujah. For this DIY, I have some purple Astilbe from DollarTree, lace ribbon, an Easter Blessings decal I found in Design Space, and a DollarTree galvanized plaque. So this will be very simple, just like the last DIY. I really loved this image with the 3 crosses and the fabric cloaked across. Now I don't have purple vinyl, so just using the vinyl that I have, but I thought this purple Astilbe would be a nice pop of color to add to this piece. This is DollarTree's removable vinyl that I'm using, and boy, this gave me a lot of trouble. Most of the pieces on here did not want to come off of the transfer tape. I ended up having to use my fingernail to hold down to pull down part of the vinyl and then pull back the transfer tape to get it to hold. It, like every single line, there was an issue trying to get this to transfer. This is layered, so the fabric draping over the middle cross, I had to use a different type of vinyl. I had a gray that I thought would stand out since I didn't have a pink or a purple that I could use. So I'm just trying to layer this on top of the cross and get it to come out. I end up having to cut the transfer tape to get the last piece because it was like 3 little pieces draped over, but it finally did end up transferring. And then there's a butterfly and a tulip that are set on either side of the crosses as well. So now I'm going to pick a few pieces of the purple foam flowers and some of the greenery to add to the top to make a small swag. I pick initially the 2 purple flowers. They have a couple of little leaves, but I like the kind of fern-like leaves that are attached. So I get some of those and I separate them. And I'm going to use hot glue to attach these. Hot glue really doesn't have a good long-term bond on metal, but this will be indoors, so I think this will be okay since it won't be exposed to any high heat that would cause the hot glue to melt. So I'm going to attach these with hot glue and layer them with my greenery first, and then layer the floral on top of that. And once I have my swag down, I'll take the cotton lace ribbon from Dollar Tree and make a small bow and hot glue that in the center of my little swag to complete this beautiful little hanging sign. And here it is, complete and hanging up. This decal gave me so much trouble with the vinyl not wanting to stay down, but it was so worth it. I really love this image and the meaning behind it. My first 2 DIYs, I really wanted to highlight the true reason that we celebrate Easter, the resurrection of Christ. For this DIY, I have a Dollar Tree bubblegum machine shaped like an egg, mini carrots, and lace ribbon. So we tried adding candy to this and it just, candy, bubblegum, nothing would come out except for those super tiny little nerds, which made a huge mess. So I'm going to add my carrots inside of here. I think that'll be really cute. I'm just going to trace out the bottom portion of the egg so I can place my cardboard inside of the bubblegum machine. I know my son is going to get to this and twist the knob, and I don't want any of those carrots to fall down in the hole and the styrofoam to get chipped up. So I'll just layer that with a little bit of cardboard and then get it filled in with my mini carrots, because the Easter Bunny, he would want a little carrot machine, not a bubblegum machine. For this DIY, I have half of a bunny pick pack. There were two of them, two of the galvanized words, Happy Easter, a napkin from the Napkin Exchange, some Dollar Tree Easter ribbon, a Dollar Tree egg sign, some white paint I found at Dollar Tree, and some matte Mod Podge. So to get started with this, I'm gonna go ahead and get my sign covered. So I separate my napkin. There's 2 layers to this. Get it set how I'm going to have it applied, and then I start adding my matte Mod Podge, and I just go in little sections at a time. Just get my Mod Podge smoothed out, lay my napkin on top, and I'm just going to use that second layer to smooth the napkin into the Mod Podge. You can also use plastic. That works really well. You just have to be careful if you're just using just your finger, because once the Mod Podge gets stuck on your finger and then you touch the napkin over and over, you're liable to cause a tear. So it's just easier just to use something else to press the napkin into the Mod Podge. Once I get to the very top, I just snip off a piece from the side and match up the pattern and Mod Podge that on top. I use my brush to just empty off the rest of the Mod Podge that's stuck on it to start doing my final coat on top, and then I just work my way down the rest of the egg, just applying the matte Mod Podge and going over it so my sealing coat can be applied and totally soak in. Once the sealing coat is dry, I just use the burn method to get rid of the excess napkin because it's just quicker. But of course you can use sandpaper or a file, a sanding block. You just have to make sure that you're going in a downward motion and not up, because you will end up removing your napkin. So I'm moving on to seeing how I want to set up my wording and add my little bunny. And I end up deciding I don't want to add the bunny since I have an egg. Why not use some chicks? So I did find a bag of miniature wooden chicks at Dollar Tree, and I end up deciding that I'm going to add a couple of the little chicks on the bottom. I use crocus yellow and a deep brown to get the chicks painted. And then to apply the metal Happy Easter, I'm going to use Gorilla Clear Grip glue. I might end up putting this outside on my front door, so I don't want these metal words to fall off. And for the very top, I'm going to make just a simple shoestring bow with this pretty pastel gingham. And I decide that I want it to be just a little bit more fluffy, so I do end up making like a single loop bow and tying off the middle with a piece of twine, and then hot gluing that right on top of that shoelace bow, just so I have another layer of fluffiness and fullness to my bow. And here it is hanging on my front door. Happy Easter, lots of gingham pastel and little chick goodness. Let me know, what do you think of this egg sign? For this DIY, I have a ceramic bunny. I found this at the Family Dollar, $1.25. I have enough white bunnies. I want to transform this into a beautiful garden look bunny with a cement finish. So I'm going to choose to mix granite gray, steel, and then a little bit of white to get that cement look. Adding my paint to my plate. I'm not going to mix them totally. I'm just going to swirl them around a bit. And then at the end, I'm going to add just a little bit of white and swirl that in to give like kind of a marbleized look, so that when I put it on the bunny, it really looks like cement, and there'll be variations in the color and not one solid color gray. Once the paint is completely dried, I'm going to style my little Easter bunny on a glass candle plate from Dollar Tree with a bit of green garden moss and small Easter eggs. I just love the way the colors in this little bunny turned out. The mix of the grays and the white swirled in really looks so nice. Let me know, what do you think of my faux cement bunny? Here's a look back at my other Easter DIYs from this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching today. I've enjoyed creating these for you. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you. Don't forget, there's a fantastic playlist. I'll have a link in the description box along with a link to all of our wonderful hosts. I hope you have a wonderfully blessed Easter season.